Welcome to Birth. I was recommended this game by my lively comment section. With achievements such as Hidden Achievement, and the one I'm the most excited for, Hidden Achievement. Not to mention the exemplary reviews. Thank you so much for this. It's a really fun and pretty game. It is pretty short, however. I finished the game within 2 hours. Whatever this is. Hold on a minute. Quick disclaimer. This game isn't like any other games I've tried to edit, and I found it very difficult during the editing process. I had to force myself to complete it anyways, since it would allow me to both grow as an editor and realize that there are harder challenges that I will have to face in the future. So just understand this video is not good. Matter of fact, don't even watch it. Click any of my other videos. But every time I face a challenge or a difficult video like this, it will turn out better each time. If for some reason you're still here, I truly hope you enjoy. After clicking new game, we were met with a puzzle, the first of many. I spent the first several hours trying to figure out what this prehistoric device was, before realizing it was an old DVD player but for music, which led to this banger. On top of some banging tunes, we got to enjoy a bit of tea and a slice of toast before moving to the character customization menu that looked a little familiar.
Well, hello, handsome.
Once we were done creating our character, we moved on to a sort of puzzle that required placing shapes in the right spot, which would then unlock some lore of the game. Don't worry though, none of it was really that important.
Huh?
The next part, for some reason, required us to be a spinal surgeon or something, as we used our limited medical practice to piece together a spine. And that's when I'll say the actual game started. I quickly realized that if you hover your mouse over a segment of the room you're in and the objects begin to levitate, it's an indication that there's a puzzle there that needs us to complete it. In the bottom right, we had a backpack that upon opening showed us all the body parts we needed to gather in order to complete the birthing process of our friend. And that was the last bit of info we needed so we could hit the town and actually begin body part hunting. The first place we entered for some reason was the apothecary, where we quickly noticed that this human wanted a jar filled with a certain type of material. Before I continued too far into the game, it's worth noting that, ego aside, I ended up spending a lot of time trying to figure these puzzles out, which most of the figuring out was cut out to save time. I spent some time trying to figure out what exactly I was supposed to do here, but I stumbled across a jar that I could pick up, giving me my first clue as to what to do. After clicking on the right side of his desk, I realized that there were spots for 3 extra bottles, giving me the last piece of information I would need to complete this puzzle. Knowing what I now had to do, I went around the room collecting the remaining bottles so I could empty their contents into the bigger bottle, which I then exchanged for some dead flowers which were hiding a bone. I then continued my journey by entering a stranger's apartment, as one usually does when constructing a body. This puzzle wasn't too difficult. It consisted of collecting fish, informing the stranger that his front door was unlocked, and placing the fish in the tank to receive a tooth. We proceeded by then making our way to the coffee shop, where our next puzzle required us to become a Batista, or whatever they're called, allowing us to receive an eyeball. I initially thought the eyeball was the piece we needed, but after finding a second eye, I realized that there was more to this puzzle than meets the eye. After placing the eyes where they needed to go, we had received another bone to add to our collection of bones. We then found a code that we would need to access a bakery that we found earlier in a deleted scene. With the bakery finally opened and an achievement in hand, we continued the puzzle solving by making some weird type of cookies that had a tooth in it that we swiftly snatched, snagging our next body part. I realized at this point while editing that I was beginning to rush because I really wasn't having that much fun, but we collected the rest of the body parts, snagging 3 more achievements in the process before using the parts to build our friend, completing the game. This is probably the last puzzle game I ever make, or at least try to make a video on, but trust me, next week's video will be a lot better.